What is going on? What's up, everybody? What is up? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'm prepping for this session. Thank you. I'm just going over some chords. Greetings, brother. I would like to know about cheap mixing board. Mixing boards are sort of obsolete, but if you have a large format studio, they definitely come in use. But and then if you're doing heavy mixing, the speed, but mixing boards are with passing audio, unless it's like a really high quality. Right now, you can get so much stuff digitally with the Apollo and digital consoles. You know how it works, man. You know how it works. So what's going on with everybody? How's everybody doing? How's every okay? FL Studio, nice. Yeah, dolls work, not dolls work. What's going on? Just sitting up here, man. I was listening to this artist, PJ Morton. Oh man, the chords is deep as your love. Those chords, and it's very traditional, man. Believe it or not, my brother is a cold pianist. Some people say I'm dope, but no, I got a dope brother on the keys, man. So, but yeah, man, I'm just vibing out. I got a couple of sessions that I'm about to jump into. Really dope artists starting next week, and then Saturday I get married. So it's cool to jump into a session right after marriage, right? Especially when you love what you're doing, man. So yeah, but next week, the reason why you guys see the 87 and the blue sitting here, the blue ember, I'm actually doing a instead of using because I'm probably gonna get an SM7B. I'm probably gonna actually order one very soon to try this new vocal technique that I've never tried. It's not a new vocal technique, but I'm going to use two of these, a small condenser, small diaphragm condenser with my normal U87 on the actual vocals. And this is R&B music, so it's going to sound pretty dope. And I'm going to do it for dimensional purposes and just see, can I make the vocals more round and see if I can add more depth to the vocals. Of course, with the 87, that's going to be slightly up front and but they somehow cancellation takes place and we just gonna it's just experiment, man. You just want to make sure that you getting the greatest pretty much the greatest product when you experiment, and so that's what it's about, finding that dope sound. So and I'm prepping for that. I'm about a week out from those sessions, so dang, I'm ready to go. I am ready to go, y'all. I'm vibing. I'm feeling good. I love my new space, man. I love my space. I almost love it better than my commercial spot. So, but but I got to go to the office soon, so I can't be at the house all the time, y'all, working. So, thank you. What do you think about the Apple G Symphony? Apple G makes some of the greatest products ever. I still got my duet. I will never give it up. I would never sell it. Heck, no. So yeah. Let's see. Where's everybody? How's everybody doing? How's everybody weekend? Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all for all the congrats. Congrats. Thank you guys for that. But yeah, I have some really great artists that I'll be working with, getting in the studio with. And I'm excited about it. When we get closer to the date, I'm gonna let you guys know the artist that I'm working with. That's coming to the lab. It's some of the last minute stuff. I didn't want to step right into it. So just stepped in the house. I hope you're doing well today, man. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Marcus, looking good, bro. Thanks, man. Thanks, Sanan. What are you thinking about getting a Moog analog synth? Any advice? If you're getting anything Moog, just get it. That's the only advice, because anything Moog is amazing. It's fantastic. It's fabulous to have that fat analog sound. Of course, you guys know I got a 37 in a bigger spot, which I'm thinking about either getting that one and bringing it to the studio or just purchasing another one to just have in the spot, because I did Ride Out with the artist voice, that bass line of boom, 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 boom. I did that on the Moog. And I customized the sound of 32, the sub 37. I'm sorry, guys. And it sounds freaking amazing. So, and I think I did a video, a vlog on that too. I'm showing me making that beat. And we're gonna shoot the music video for that one in maybe 3 or 4 months. So I'm looking forward to that too. That record coming out, just like Trippin'. You guys check that record out. So let me. I'm touching the screen. Got a freaking iPad. I could reach y'all on here, man. What am I doing? So, yeah. Um, and also, last week, you guys remember the artist, the vocalist Baby Rose that I did the vocals with, and I showed how to record R&B vocals, that tutorial. She actually was on the Tiny Desk NPR last week, and she killed it. Of course, she got the voice. When I first met her, I told her, I said, girl, you have a legendary voice and people are gonna love it. And now she, she did records with J. Cole, and she's on tour now on her own tour. She hitting Europe next week, and she has a golden voice. When I say it's legendary, she came to the spot for weeks, and we just worked on stuff, man. I'm just, every single day I worked with her, I was just amazed by her voice, amazed by her vocals. So it's good to see that she's soaring and doing her thing, and just hitting the charts. She's all over billboards now, which is really cool. So but yeah, her name is Baby Rose. She's really, really, really dope. So yeah, so I'm still grabbing that screen, y'all. I'm so used to using that. I think last video. Are y'all ready for this microphone video versus this microphone video? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready for the $20 microphone video versus my $3,600 Norman U87. I'm editing the video. It's dropping Wednesday. So give me a thumbs up if y'all ready for that video. Y'all gonna be surprised though. Y'all gonna be surprised. The difference between a $22 microphone versus a $3,700 microphone. So I'm laughing because it was freaking just, it's an experience to see what had happened. So holy crap, this is clear. Jesus. Whoa. Yo, Tosh, babe, you should see how clear this video is. And y'all, I'm country. I hollered out the studio, hollered out the room. Whoa. And y'all probably hear some vibrations. I had my cymbals out earlier. I was doing a rise in the score. So y'all hear just doing that. I'm just super hyped, y'all, because I'm feeling creative right now. This is crazy. This is freaking amazing. Whoa. Yo. Do you have any sample kits? You playing different riffs? No, I don't have it yet, but I will definitely do that in the future. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm trying to knock a lot of stuff out now. What's your opinion on the MPC-1? Tristan, I think the MPC-1 is actually dope. My bro, Abe McCree, he's been talking about it. And we supposed to link soon. I met him at a YouTube Creators Day in Atlanta a couple years back, and he's a cool dude. Abe McCree, the producer on YouTube. And I supposed to link with BusyWorks too, man. All those, shout out to my guys, BusyWorks and Abe, man. They doing some amazing things online. But yeah, I saw Abe, and we talked about the MPC last week, and it's a game changer. It's a game changer. So I'm probably gonna actually get one of those too. I love Akai, man. I'm an MPC. I started with the 2000. So let's see. And thank you, my piano favorites, for the dollar. Appreciate it, brother. Let's see. Thinking about upgrading from the AT2020 to SM7B. Is it worth it? Yes, it is worth it, but it's going to be a different sound. It's a dynamic microphone. I would go for a 4040 or something like that. If you want something similar in sound, or even like an upper level of the AKG Perception series, not the 120, but the 220. I think that's what it is. You want to go up for a similar sound, but that wide condenser, extra sensitive sound, that probably be the best route for you. So let's see what we have here. And I'm gonna circle. What's up, Patrick? What's up, everybody? My piano. Thanks for the reply. Congrats on the marriage tomorrow. How much did you budget for the wedding, and will you do a video? What music is gonna play? Me and my fiance is a coach, and she's also a author, and she does she's getting into movies and writing scripts for movies. And she's a six-figure coach, and I'm a producer, man, and I'm an engineer. We don't really care about all the fluff stuff. We go into a nice, expensive restaurant after we're actually going to the courthouse. I mean, for both of us, we want to get married in Greece, and we're doing a destination wedding where it's really private and small. We're doing that in September of this year. And this, we just going to the courthouse and we going to STK. We having dinner at STK, and with close family, my mom, her mother and father, and my brothers and sisters, and that's it. It's nothing major. I think our wedding, the dinner is gonna be 15 people. My mom and siblings. It's not gonna be, and my nieces and nephews. It's not gonna be anything major, because we're not materialistic people. We invest in our careers, we invest in our happiness, we invest in just us. Like, it's not for, we don't believe in showing our private life, and other than like the YouTube vlog stuff y'all see with Tosh and Arch. But it's, we love each other too much, man. That's my best friend. So when you with your best friend, you won't, not, everybody, you want to get a big dope wedding, man. Hey, go all the way out, do your thing. But for us, it's like man, that's my best friend. Shit. Like, so yeah, yeah. But if it's for you, like we do it, like the grease isn't gonna be cheap or nothing, but it's like it's just us. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that makes sense, man. I hope that answered your question, my piano favorite. What do you think about the Apple G Symphony? I already think I answered that. I love anything with Apple G. Anything with Apple G. Oh damn! Congrats! I haven't even realized. Yeah. See, I post on IG. She's on my Instagram. We've been rocking for 10 years. We've been rocking 10 years. And we were fresh out of college, arguing about business and the concept of music, and then the laws of physics, and then astrophenomenons and celestial phenomenons and stuff. And we ended up dating. Like, I was with a model at the time, and I was on the road. Boy, I was doing it, man. And then I just like, oh, this girl is like, I went after her. So let's get that straight. And I'm on the story. This turned to the love connection real quick. Oh, LOL. Facts. Congrats, man. Thanks. Poe, Marshall, Top Villain Entertainment. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my piano favorites. So thank you for that, man. Thank you for that question. I'm glad that you guys, some of y'all seem to be, concerned with how your boy doing personally. I'm doing absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, my fiance, like, that's my best friend. We work on that. We do films. We film together. I help her with her filming. I produce in her podcast. She helps me with graphic design and marketing and stuff like that. And she taught me a lot. That's, how I'm able to do my thumbnails. She taught me a lot about keywords. She actually encouraged me. Believe it or not, my fiance, Natasha, she told me to get on YouTube. She literally told me to get on YouTube. She said, I think you have a lot to offer people. And you should get on YouTube and you should show them your studio. And when I did that, I'm like, oh, wow, these people really responded to it. You guys responded to it. So Natasha, my fiance, encouraged me to do that. So, yeah, we got, let's see. Yeah, it was it. Thank you, Natasha. Tasha, they thanking you up in here. And then we got DJ Brian. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that, DJ Brian. What's going on with you, brother? What's happening? And let me run up here real quick. Upgraded. Who's excited about Lunar? Give me a thumbs up if you guys are excited about Lunar. If you have an Apollo, if you have anything with UAD wise that like the Apollo Twin or the Apollo rack mounted interface, if you guys excited about that, I am. I'm super excited about that. So, wow, this looks really good. I'm actually surprised. Actually, people that, when you have a certain number on YouTube, people contact you. They a lot of brands contact me, like Blue contacted me. Even what's the new company, the speaker company that everybody said they want me to try the speakers out. I can't even because I'm so what's that company? The speaker company. They kind of like Atom monitors. I get it. Later on, it'll come to me. It's Sunday and I need coffee. So, but yeah, the speaker companies, everybody hits me up. Shoot, Universal Audio, Atom. Like, when you get a big enough brand, companies actually contact you. And that's another thing too. Natasha and I, we actually own a management company to where we manage digital talent. Just a select small few friends, because we know how to do it. you know, and it's not that hard. And she, you know, she bought me. We thought of it, but she's pretty much run the operations of that. So we do manage talent as well. And those they're slightly micro, 500,000 subscriber talent, and but that's we're not going to disclose the identity of that talent. So let's see, RE20 versus SM7B. The craziest thing about it, DJ Brian D, I actually worked with both of those microphones. The RE20 Clear Channel Radio, that's the only thing we have in there. And I noticed that on the Breakfast Club, the SM7B. The SM7 is the microphone that Michael Jackson used, which the SM7B is a newer version to that. But when it comes to broadcasting, I like the RE20 because it translates well over compression, if that makes sense. How can I say this? The transmitted, it just works. It sounds better through transmission with the compression, the data compression through the transmission on radio. But as far as the SM7B, I've tried using the SM7B and the RE20 for vocals in the studio, and the SM7B just have a more recording record sound to it. So when it comes to recording vocals, I would go for the SM7B. But when it comes to broadcasting or anything like that, with the data compression, I will definitely go for the RE20. So broadcast RE20 presentation and the SM7B for vocals. I hope that clears that up and makes sense for you. Ever used the U47 FET? One time. The U67, I used the U67, and I used a rendition of the U series with the Telefunken. And once you start getting to that price range, it's all about preference. If you love that kind of high-end clarity, warm sound, the 47 is definitely there. But like I said, I don't have too much experience with that microphone. The 67 and the 87, of course, I use 87 every freaking day. It's hard to not like something in that price range, if that makes sense. That's upper echelon. It's like, honestly, you have two attractive women from two different race, or how can I say this? Or two different cars, right? If you have two different cars and you have a Ferrari versus a Lamborghini, right? Both high-end, great cars, gas guzzlers, high maintenance, all of that stuff. But put them on the freeway against anything, they will outdo it, but they run just different. And the speed process is different getting up into their top speed. So it just works different, but you still will love the car and everybody around you will love the car. I hope that's not shallow what I just said, but the 47 in that price range is really a great microphone. You just more have to get to know it and use it for what it's really designed for, and that's creating some amazing, great, warm, clear vocals. So I hope that makes sense. I hope this makes sense, y'all. I like to take the long walk home. So do you think female will ever win Producer of the Year? I believe someone will. A woman won Golden Globe for Best Score for Joker. The thing is that I know some absolutely great producers and great composers. Lily Rebecca is one in New York, and Bad Snacks, Jesse, this really dope producer. And I do believe it. And I'm a part of the Recording Academy. I have a very small role in voting for Grammys. Very small, very small. It's me against everybody else in the world. But I would definitely vote for a woman producer, and women are definitely absolutely great. But about 80% of my band members and one of the best drummers in the world, Chelsea Lee, that I grew up with, she is dope. You know, Divinity Rocks, that she's played bass for Beyonce. That's one of my good friends. We've done a few records together. Great. And she played on Black Girl Rock. She just did with Ari Lennox. I definitely think so. Thank you, KJ Jacob. Thank you for the for that, man. I appreciate that. And we got, if you were to start over again, getting yourself out there and living out of your income skill, how would you do it? if I was starting over, I would invest in the things. I would probably save up for 6 months, get pay all of my rent up for 6 months without, pay the bills a little bit, pay the light bill and the light bills for sure, the light bills and the rent, and I would just work, and I would work nonstop. I would work diligently. I would go hard. My work ethics will be, you can't tamper with my work ethics at that point, because I gotta make this happen. I gotta do this. So I would create as much material as possible, and I would post that material online, building a brand, especially if I'm skilled at it. Be good at what you do, and people will come to you. If you work hard, you're going hard, and you post it online, you do the proper keyword strategy, you do the proper titling, you do the proper hashtags on IG, it will happen for you. You just have to work diligently. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen for you at most likely a different time than it happened for the next man. But just hang in there, man. Just hang in there, and it will happen for you. That's what I would do. That would be my strategy. We got KJ. Hey Archie, what's a good string ensemble VST for under $100? It's really hard to find something under $100. And once again, thank you KJ Jacob. Under that, it's hard to find, but let me give you guys a code. Let me give you guys some game here. Right now, VST companies are expanding over into subscription services. So you can get a lot of high-end, high-quality, huge engine processing instruments. For me, I use East-West Audio. A lot of people don't like it, but a lot of composers do, and Oscars are won every single year using East-West Audio. J.J. Abrams with Star Wars and Friends and all those amazing shows that he did. He did one of the Star Wars new movies that just came out with the new franchise, and he used it for all of his stuff, and a lot of other producers use it as well, composers and producers for film. But East-West Audio is my go-to string for everything. I did it for Daystorm and King Batch with Bad Escorts. I used it for the T-Mobile commercial that I did last year, and it's really high quality, and it costs $29.99 a month for this subscription. It's called Composer Cloud X. I'm giving you guys game. That VST is absolutely amazing, and trust me, I played in a marching band. I conducted my band in high school. I played in the jazz ensemble. I've attended many orchestras. Listen, that is where it's at. I will not lie to you guys. East-West Audio, and there are other out there. There are a lot of others out there, but I can tell you personally, it's going to be East-West Audio, and it's $29 a month. But you also get pianos, and I'm not endorsed by them or paid by them. I've never even talked to them. But you get huge pianos, Yamaha, you get C-Series, D7s, you get horns, vocals, all types of organic orchestral stuff that you can really use in your production that can really enhance it. And I'm talking about the top vocalists in the world. I'm talking about, it has everything. The top drums, storm drums that you like, zoom, 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 zoom. If you want to get into film, or you want your R&B or hip hop records to sound more organic with the strings and pianos, the real stuff recorded with high quality microphones in East-West Studios in Los Angeles, it's East-West Audio, Composer Cloud. So I hope that makes sense, man. You're welcome, Archie. What's good? Hold on, I'm gonna get to you in a minute, Chris. Cool. With the good room, shouldn't have EQ on the vocals much, if not at all. Much respect. Yeah, that's true in a lot of situations, especially if you like the sound of the mic. But sometimes you're really forced to match your vocal tone with records that's on radio, on video, and it gets annoying sometimes. But you can have an original sound, especially if you execute it well. But you're absolutely correct with that. No problem. No problem. What do you think plugins in the Mercury Pack by Waves? I actually have that. Really useful, really useful. I use Universal Audio in a combination between Universal Audio, Waves plugins, and I have the SSL, that entire suite. Let's see. What's good? What's good, Archie? What's good, bro? What's your advice on finishing old song mixing before starting a new stuff? If it's not working and the vibe ain't there, move on. If it's not working and you don't feel that vibe, move on. My chain is the Moment 87 or the C800G. This man is serious up in here. Need 1073 CLB, and Apollo X is looking to add an API. Heard it's best for rock, but I want a demo if you got experience with it, bro. R&B, rap is all I do. I with Jibs, you guys remember Do Your Chain Hang? Jibs, Chain Hang Low, and King Kong. That's my brother. I was his road engineer for 2 years, 3 years, something like that. And for the most part, we used the API on all of his vocals in DJ Studio. His bigger brother, when I 9 times out of 10, we put the API on there. So for those style vocals, I definitely recommend it for rock. And API is really just, what's the studio in Nashville? Studio in Nashville still uses the Focusrite, but they have a whole API. They have it outfitted with API channels in it. I'm trying to think of that studio. If I think of it while we're talking, I'll let you know. You can probably check out some of their releases that they put out of there. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Y'all, man, he on it. Yep, Blackbird. How do you get your first paid client as a mix and mastering engineer? Honestly, if you work in a studio, clients will come in, and then when you leave that establishment, don't recommend this, but it happens all the time. If you're great, the clients follow you. That's how that works. But online, you really have to do a lot of marketing. You have to do videos online, basically show a tutorial of how to do a vocal or something, or do a review on a type of instrument, and the audience, fans will actually, not fans, but customers will actually hit you up. Potential customers will hit you up. And if you post things on how to mix your record, or just like little videos, little snippet, EQ and compression tips and like that, and people will come to you, believe it or not. People will definitely come to you. You just have to trigger your presence with keywords and SEO, search engine optimization online, and people will definitely come to you. You just have to be present. Nowadays, you got a free billboard that you don't have to pay $10,000 for on the side of the freeway. You can just get online, and that's free marketing for sure. But yeah, man, thank all of you guys for sending for contributing and donating today. I appreciate that. The boy's about to get married and the meals at STK next week. I'm not hurting, but it stings. So let's see. How do you establish business with other artists instead of being one of your homies and coming in and recording? Business with other. Honestly, I don't work with people I'm not cool with. That's the killer. That's the killer. A lot of people don't like to hear that. I've made a lot of moves in my life, in my career, by working with people that I actually really want to work with and that I actually really want to build with. That is me. Some engineers and producers don't go that route, but me, I personally rather build with you as an artist, and we come up with something together, and we release music, and we just move forward. So free studio time, I wouldn't say, it's a little complicated, but I wouldn't say that exactly, but because you get paid at the end of it. See, because I'm not marketing myself as an engineer, I'm marketing myself as a creator, and we just create together and make money on the back end, and you get paid for whatever you do anyway. I don't understand, like some artists and producers. A big producer just posted that he didn't get paid from a song, like not 1 cent, 1 dime, and I don't understand why he didn't register some of the stuff himself and get the hundreds of millions of spends from the YouTube, because you do get money from that as the producer. You're going to get money either way. You have to just set yourself up, learn the administration, and actually, here's the crazy part. I have my partner, Casey Graham. He has a YouTube channel, music. I have to remember it, but he will be on the channel, and he knows publishing and knows royalties to the T. He's actually, I went to school with him. He has a Grammy for Blame It on the Alcohol, and he's worked with everybody. But he will be on, he know the publishing and the royalty. We're gonna, this is a resource channel. This is your resource channel. And I'm going to bring people in that's gonna help. I help you guys out with just being an artist, and help you guys out with just being a creator, and help you guys out with your money, with how to make money at this without chasing people, because you don't have to do that. You really don't have to do that. I can't explain that enough. So and I will always have engineer stuff as well. My partners Kenny Mix and Ray C, here. They'll be on the channel as well soon. We're planning a lot of stuff because we're resources and they're top mix and master engineers like around right now. So is the Grammy U program any good? Yes, it actually is. When I'm a Grammy voter, and I'm gonna tell you every week when I do a meeting, I'm gonna run into some Grammy U students. And here's the other part about Grammy U. At the Grammys, those people in that box right on the red carpet that's cheering the audience on, those are Grammy U. And you get front seats at the Grammys and stuff like that. So you get to network and you get to have a lot of fun and you get to see the award show. So, and you get to be a part of, a great organization. So let's see. What are your must-have accessories for MacBook Pro? Getting one in March. You're gonna definitely need a hard drive, and that's pretty much it. And I like cool stickers. I'm very simple. And a case. You want to put your MacBook in a carrying case, so you won't destroy it. So let's see. Real Rashad. What's up, Jay? Real Rashad finally caught it live. Congrats on the marriage. No problem, bro. Thank you, man. Dope. Thanks for the info. I see Larrabee Studios use a lot of APIs. Yes, with the 1073. The 1073, I can't wait to get I want a real one. I want a real one. I want them to reissue one. I want one fresh out the box that smells like plastic. I want a 1073. I'm holding out. I looked at the Bay. I looked at the Heritage Audio 1073. And I just want them to reissue one. I'm getting a little impatient here. So yeah, Rupert Neve. Oh, cool guy, man. I met Rupert before. Very happy dude. Working on this stuff in Texas. So yeah, I hope they release that joint. What is the first thing you do to create a vibe with an artist as a producer? I usually listen to artists' other tracks or have a short conversation with them. That's how you do it. You listen to the other tracks, you see what is missing, and then you create that space by also creating something that they like. And what most of the time will be, this is another code. If they're a rap artist, most of the time they like the rhythmic pattern of the actual beat and also the AKA, also the 808, a combination with the 808 and the rhythmic pattern on the beat. Artists usually normally stick with a certain beat because the way their iambic pentameter, aka their flow on top of the beat, and they draw to it. Now you can add the chords and do the melody, do something different to make that vibe different for them. But most of the time they got a certain bounce, they got a certain vibe to the way they rap. So pay attention to that. With singers, it's going to be chords most of the time. With singers, it's the chords and the actual ambience and the vibe of the record. You pay attention to those things and you create something similar around that without compromising their sound, but also without compromising your independent creativity. I think you can come up with something really dope. That's my approach to it. I don't change too much, man. It's either we gonna work, man, or it's it is what it is. Have you ever cleaned your 87? If so, how? Well, here's the crazy thing. My 87 is about 4 years old now. I normally just take a cloth around the body, like the LED cloth, and just clean it out. And I have never really done, and people don't really be close to my mic like that. I've never really cleaned the grill like that. Other than, here's the other thing too. I let my microphone air out and I put it back in it. See, check this out. And I put it back in the case. The case is always sitting below. And as you guys see, that's the original serial number on there. I always put it back in the case, restore it, and put it back in my my little temperature control area that I have set up for it, which I don't let it exceed 65 degrees, if that makes sense up in there. So and I just keep it clean with a cloth, man. I just really keep it clean. Now I soak this joint. I soak the heck out of this joint. You got to keep this clean. And it's metal too. It's not even nylon. It's metal. Okay. How do you make connections and friends in the industry you're in? Well, my biggest connection always came from somebody that I met that isn't big, but they're friends with that person. Um, People always see, for example, it's crazy. The track stars, I met this girl, E. Marie, that wanted to sing, and she said, "Oh, my friend is Zoe from the track stars," and I was like, "Oh, really?" A year and a half later, they gave me my first internship that led to my first job as an in-house engineer for them, and they are huge. They did right there for Chingy. They did a lot of stuff for Life Jennings, Britney Spears. They still doing a lot of stuff for movies, Shark Tales, and that led me. Chris Brown led me to my first job, and from there I was working in radio as an engineer, and I had a live broadcast at the Hyatt Hotel one night, and Mobb Deep was the act that was there. So I met a lot of people working in radio as well. And one night Jibbs came up. And Jibbs came up, and I met Jibbs, and a year and a half later, I ended up being his road engineer. When he did the record with Bruno Mars, I was there the whole freaking time. So and we worked in the studio 3 days. I don't like when my stuff shut down. I was in the studio. Hold on, guys. So yeah, and that's how that happens. It's always, you just have to be in the right place and always making a lot of noise, but not a lot of noise like being the center of attention, but doing just becoming the best that you possibly can, and make sure you're visible. Now you can do it online. What's the cat name? Young Chop. Young Chop just hit me up. And we supposed to be doing some stuff together as well. It's just when you're visible, it happens multiple ways. Just be visible, and work so hard on your craft, and people will come to you. It's so daggone easy, man. It's so daggone easy. So I let the countryness come out. Would you bring him for a video on live stream, or would the resource view be back from your work, or review back on for my work? It's going to be an actual video on my channel. I'm posting a video on my channel, and we're gonna do a lot of, like, he's always around, man. So but he has a really great idea about, how the royalties, and he's probably understanding more than the record execs, and the publishing people that work at the actual publishing company. So he's a great resource. He's been through it, and you learn. And he really learned. He dived in there, like he knows this stuff. So let's see, bro. Get them, and I have the 1073 DPX and SPX, and they are good. Sounds big. And oh, really, LV? Thank you. I'm gonna look into that, man. I'm gonna try it out. SSL 2 Plus or the Apollo Twin. I'm gonna always be an advocate for the SSL with the whole G series master bus compressor kind of style with that interface. I haven't heard it yet, but when I do, I will be able to give you a fair suggestion between the two. The Apollo is amazing, and the SSL, I'm assuming, is going to be great, but I have to really hear it and see how it works and how it performs with microphones, how the plug-in system works, the convenience of it. If you don't have a huge studio, I'm just gonna have to see it, man. I have HS5 in my bedroom studio, but still missing bass. Should I add a subwoofer? If you feel like you're missing the bass, yes, definitely add a subwoofer. Anything below 6 inches, I would say get a subwoofer. Anything, including the AX. If you get Atom AX A5Xs, I would say get the subwoofer. Get a 7 to 10 inch subwoofer with that. So that's just what I would do. Have you heard of Los Angeles Recording School? Yes, I have. Yes, I have, definitely. Do you have any microphones you recommend to record vocals with? I've seen your videos on your top list of recommended microphones and was wondering if they still hold. Yes, they still hold, but when I do a video, it's mostly budget microphones to help people starting out, and also some of those microphones you can use on a professional level, on a professional stage. But I would always recommend, now, you guys hear me. There's 40 of you guys in this room right now. It's 40 of you. So let me say this. My top microphones right now for under $1,000, my top microphones right now under $1,000, is the Norman TLM 103. The next one is the Rode NTK. The Rode NTK, very warm microphone. I own both of those microphones, and I can tell you that they are the greatest and they are the best microphones as far as my preference in that price range. And also the Bluebird. The Bluebird is a really dope microphone. Now, when we talk about the $2,000 price range on up, the Manley Reference is amazing. The U87 is amazing. The Telefunken ELM 251, that one's around $10,000. Great microphone. The C800s with Sony, great microphones. I'm just telling you, got the Bluebird, the Blue Bottle, great microphone. So if you're gonna do vocals, like I said, under 1,000, the TLM 103 from Norman, the Rode NTK, very warm tube mic. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck there. I paid almost damn near $1,500 for my NTK when it came out, and I think it was 2006 when I paid that for it, and now it's $500. The circuitry's a little different, but the microphone pretty much sounds the same, and also the Bluebird. So that's my opinion. It's not the gospel, but that's how I see it. So I hope that actually shed some light on it. But the 87 and the ELM Telefunken 251, the U47, those U87, the U87 and the U67, those are my picks in that upper echelon. And also the you can even do something like the AKG C414s, but I prefer them a little bit more on guitar. But that's my take on it. So it's not the gospel, it's my preference. So let's get that cleared. The TLM 102 or 103, definitely the 103. It hits different. It sounds closer to my 87. And I'm gonna do a video one day showing you guys how close it really is to the U87. So let's see. And we also have what's your advice on trying to get into the industry? Move to LA straight up, no connections, or the big city, New York, or stay in NC and establish here. I wouldn't move anywhere. 103 D Stone. Is this my Dwight Stone? I won't say who you are, but that's my Dwight Stone. I'm not gonna say who you are, but is my D Stone. Okay. I ain't gonna say nothing. I got excited. My partner in here. Well, one of my I'm not gonna say it. He's very, very instrumental in my career. So I just had to get that out there so you guys won't get the wrong thing about wrong idea about that. What's your advice? Well, actually, I would stay in North Carolina. The reason why, because now we live in a digital space, and LA is extremely expensive. Like for example, an apartment in LA is about $2,500 just for like 300 to 400 square feet to not be getting shot at, and an office or studio space is $37,000 to $10,000 just for a lease, and it's expensive there, and plus you're going to be spending so much money trying to get out to hang out and do all those things with people. But we live in a digital space now, so you can make a lot of noise online on SoundCloud. The biggest acts in the world come from a digital perspective. They don't come from reaching out to somebody, going to hang out at a club, and somebody say, oh, they're really talented, let's make a record together. Right now, all the way from your Lil Nas X's to your Billie Eilish, people are in their homes and they are expanding from a digital perspective. They're really focused on building their brand online and building their presence via SoundCloud, YouTube, and then they're branching out from there. And believe it or not, people will always, and then make a few trips to Atlanta. Make a few trips down to here in Atlanta. My home here, my home studio is here in Atlanta. My bigger studio is in LA. And I've gotten a lot more done at home, just as much as I got done in LA. Like I record a lot of kind of the bigger acts and the film work. I do that in my studio, my office in LA. But at home, I get a lot of stuff. Like I did the T-Mobile commercial at home, and I mixed the commercials at home on my Adams and NS10. It's like right here. So, but yeah. Okay, so have you ever experimented with drugs for creating music? No. I don't experiment with drugs, and I don't recommend anybody experiment with drugs to create music. You want to because creativity is addictive. And once you have some success at creativity, it could get really seriously out of hand because you always want to reach that creative mode. But I have seen some things in certain studios, and I just have to separate myself from that type of culture because that's not who I am as a person, and it's not who I promote, and it's not I want to see happen to any. I don't want to see anything bad happen to anybody. So I immediately separate myself from any situation that is drug experimental or anything like that. So I hope that makes sense, man. Um, wow. Let's see. I've been watching videos, home studio, in your video studio equipment, and I want to see what essential are for someone who hasn't got a lot of money. Audio. If you don't have a lot of money, and you want to build a studio, I would say make sure if it's for recording, make sure you have a microphone, a computer, and an audio interface, and possibly a set of speakers or set headphones. And if you can afford both, get that. But you'll be fine with sticking within the $100 price range for the microphone and the audio interface. I would never suggest going under $100 for microphones because they start giving out with quality and build, and you don't get much out of it as far as just making an investment. And just make sure you're serious about it, and just take the $500 or $600 and just invest it in it. But if you're a producer, I would say just get a controller, a small controller. I would always teach a small, get a controller because keys are, always get keys. Get something because I'm a music advocate, so I would always recommend getting some type of control over your music ability by getting a controller, and then a laptop and an audio interface, and preferably a DAW. And let me tell y'all something. I was working with DJ from the Beatsters, and I was doing music in Logic, and at the time I was on the road, I was moving around, and I bought the record to him, and he was like, "These were done. You mixed these on the headphones, didn't you?" And I was like, "Yo," and I had really good headphones. He could hear the difference because they're in the industry and they do a lot of records for a lot of big artists, but they can literally tell that I mixed the I mixed the beat. It was a beat actually. I mixed the beat on headphones, not my monitors, and they could tell. Like, so, get monitors too, so your music can be. You can hear how they breathe in the room. So hope that makes sense, man. Um, Personally, the only Norman mics I like are the 87 and TLM 149. Nice, nice. Otherwise, I prefer the Telefunken 49 and 51. The ELM 251, right? Yeah, that joint hit, right? Both for vocals. Yeah, well, I'm saving the money for Manly Reference now, as Golden Age has a C800 clone on the way. Yeah, Golden Age got that on the way. You probably want to check that out. But the Manly Reference, like I said, those are the microphones I suggest over the $2,000 point. The Manly Reference, the 87, and the ELM, the Telefunken 250. I suggest 251. You can just never go wrong with those. But yeah, I it's preference. Norman is preference. When I was talking about Beats DJ, he don't like the 87. He talked about me when I bought the microphone. Like, basically, I spent money on a trashy cylinder. But it does a whole nother story. Last question. I do radio imaging. Is wave multiband compression good to put in the master chain? And what do you suggest? Thank you, DJ Brian. You do radio imaging. Nice, nice, nice. Waves. I use wave multiband, but are you talking about the compression EQ multiband, or are you talking about? Are you referring to just the standard EQ multiband EQ? Well, you did say compressor. Sorry about that. I have an issue with messing with my equalization in a hard format, as in compression. I like those two things separate. Um, so I don't really dabble into that. Let me just give you my chain on my master. I normally, it comes in, and if I want, I really don't. I have the record most of the time tweaked to the way I want it from an equalization from on the frequency spectrum. So I don't really use an EQ on my mastering chain. But then I have an SSL bus compressor, the G one that's actually made from SSL, and I also use the Wave L1 or L2 maximizer limiter, and that's pretty much it. But I pretty much have everything sound the way I want it to. Now, when I'm doing it in an analog with my Tegla Cream back here, my Tegla Cream EQ and compressor, I do compression in there when I'm doing the analog mix, when I'm doing an analog mastering and bringing it back in as a hybrid, and do nothing with that other than add the L1 or L2 on top of that track that's been printed, pushed back out of my Apollo, brought through the Tegla cream, a Tegla manufactured cream, and then brought back in through the L1 and Pro Tools, and then I print straight just like that. So that's pretty much what I do. I'm going to purchase the Outboard Gear. Wonder if I should get the UA710 Twin Infinity or the Neve 51 1 or both for vocals. There are two different. I look at because I have the UA 4710D, which is a Twin Infinity but with a compressor on it. They have two different sounds, and the Neve the 500 series, they have two different sounds. If you have the budget, I would get both and just experiment with them and get the best out of them. But they sound completely different. And the 710 has a way for you to toggle from solid state to tube, and it's just different. It's a different sound. All Outboard Gear sounds different. Even if it's a clone, it sounds different from the original one. So if you have the budget to invest in, because I'm an analog advocate as well, then make sure you do that. That's just the type of person I am. So, but it doesn't work for everybody. Working during the morning, day, night versus nighttime studio time. All time. Don't give up. Go hard. Stay on the clock, man, if you love what you're doing. Okay, let's see. What are your thoughts on Epidemic Sound buying 100% rights and split the back end 50-50? I would never sell anybody my 100% rights. And on the back end, 50-50. But it just depends on what the deal is. It just depends on the logistics of it, D-Stone. And let's see, guys. Is it harder to develop your profile as an artist when you're very well developed as a producer and writer profile? It just depends on what you want to do. I'm just saying, if you really like what you're doing, you won't even be able to tell the difficulties, man, of it. So if you really just like what you're doing, like, it's hard to find difficulty in the things that you love. Now, when dealing with people, that could be a different story. But yeah, let's see. Hope that makes sense, man. You know what? I will say this, Llama. As a producer, you do get a lot of more inquiries from people, such as artists and engineers that possibly want to work with you, that want to do collaborations with using your producer profile to bring in artists to them. And artists want to work with producers all the time. So, but with artists, people are taken aback from artists unless you're like really, really making a lot of noise. And I don't know if you want to call it an opportunist thing, but that's what people normally do. They want to get on the artist that's hot, so hope that makes sense. What's a good A to D to A converter brand and price? Right now, the game is so different. I wouldn't recommend getting a separate A to D and D to A converter unless you have a large format facility, just to save space, because it's not really that big of a difference. I would get like the top tier Apollos, and because A to D and D to A converter is a very touchy subject, because there are a lot of records being processed, analog to digital and digital to analog, and on very mid-range stuff in the industry now when you can't really tell the difference, and it's going to be all dumbed down when things get online and processed. Now, if we still had a massive print out of CDs where you can go to the CD section of Best Buy and or whatever store that's going to sell CDs or whatnot, I would definitely invest into a separate A to D converter, going into what hard disk burner you have. But I would stick within audio interface. Now, just get a really great audio interface like your Apollos and your Symphonies, and other companies are rolling bigger one. Analog, they have some great stuff as well. So I hope that helps, man. I hope that do help. So are KRKs good enough for what? They're good enough for production. And I've done a lot of mixing on these, and they got the job done. They definitely got the job done. And let's see, big facts, respect. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Production versus recording, different setups. Yes, just add a microphone. Well, if you got a recording setup, you're going to have microphone, audio interface, computer, monitor, speakers, and whatever if you want to have outboard gear. Production, the highlights are the controller, your computer, your speakers, and what did I say? Because I said controller and headphones, so you can talk between that and your speakers. It's just subtle differences like a microphone or a controller. Just interchange them out with each other. And then, of course, you get into advanced recording, you're going to possibly have a preamp on the outside, or if you have something like Apollo with the built-in preamps, that's fine as well. So I hope that makes sense. Have you heard of the Stellar X2 microphone? Apparently sounds just like the 87, just as good as the 87. I heard of the Sterling X2. I just haven't heard it yet. And if it sounds just as good as the 87, I would like to hear that. So I'm going to have to check that out. Yo, Archie, your thoughts on the new SSL audio interface? I think it's great. I think it's dope. And I'm probably going to buy one too. So if you were to have anything taken away except your DAW, what 3 things would you keep to make music? Except my DAW, I would keep my microphone, I would keep my audio interface, and I would keep my motif. That makes sense? Okay, thank you. No problem, no problem. Are you excited about you? I can't wait about Luna, man. I've been whining to Universal Audio about Luna. Did you make any school for music production? I went to Conservatory of Recording Arts, and it was more recording. They call it music production, or they call it production, but I say it's super production, super production. We learn a little Logic here and there. And I got my Logic certification and Pro Tools, all that stuff certification there as well. But the recording, learning large format console, that's what I got out of it. So do you have video speaking on how you connect the Apollo? I'm going to, I have a Apollo review, and I do call out cards and do some animation to kind of show how my setup is, but that's a good idea. I'm actually going to do that. I'm actually going to set that up. I'm going to set that up. Damn, I thought you kept your speakers too. No, man. No. Microphone between that, we just going to have to watch it, have some headphones around. I go find some cheap headphones. I wouldn't mix it in it. I go to another spot, but Mo2 M2 thoughts. Haven't tested it out yet. Archie, what you doing, bro? What's going on? What's up, Wallace? What's happening, man? Glenn Dozier, Archie doing it. What do you do, my brother? Thanks, man. That you, sir. Okay, guys. So I'm going to actually get ready to do this this little finish up with my session prep. And I really do appreciate you guys. What I want y'all to do today is I want y'all to go follow me on IG. I'll follow back my family. Y'all just go follow me on IG at Archie Beatz and say we're from the live. And I will follow you guys back. And let's keep the audio industry going. And make sure you guys watch my last vlog. I just did a vlog last week, and I'm dropping another vlog tomorrow. And this video is dropping Wednesday. The $22 microphone versus my $3,600 Norman U87. And it is a battle. I'm finished editing now, so you guys make sure y'all tune in Wednesday. This microphone costs $22, and I put it up against this. What's that about? So, yeah, man. So make sure y'all follow me on IG. And I appreciate it, KJ. Let's see. What do you think of the audience? Audience, cool. I like audience. Audience, all right. With all the technology stuff, the songs today are great. As they were in the 70s. The songs are not as great as they were in the 70s. Too much to learn and not so much fun. Yeah, it's because everything's been overly processed and everything's being pushed out like a mass production manufacturer. Our gear is so much greater now. We have so much technology to where we can look into circuitry and make things and push the audio industry ahead. But we choose to just mass produce stuff, and it's not necessarily our fault. It's commercialism, but we're going to get back to that because online and the internet is taking over, so people are doing a lot more organic and analog stuff and spending time and fun. The advertisement and the commercialization has daggone near ruined music, but we're fighting and we're going to make that happen. So we're going to be positive with it. Good night, Archie. Going to bed. All right, night, D Stone. Good night. And Jacob, did you have any Do you have any questions? Congrats on once again. Thank you, Edward. Thank you. KJ, the new Symphony audio desktop is looking complete with the Apollo twins, looking to compete with the I'm stupid. Sorry guys. With the Apollo twin. You think they're gonna compete with it? I have to check it out. I'm gonna look at it. V3Z, I'm gonna check that out. We good, man. Love your work. No problem. Hey, once again, y'all tune in, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That video is dropping with the $22 microphone versus this joint this Wednesday. Y'all be here for that. And follow me on IG at Archie Beatz with a Z. And I'll follow my family back. Let's push the audio industry forward. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. That's a great mic, man. Hey, let's get it, y'all. This is your boy Archie Beatz, and I'm signing off.